We will hear an explanation of BERT5 project by project manager Victor Mukungunwa.
Okay, thank you, Oshiro-san. Greetings to you all, the people of Japan, the people of Uganda, and the people of Zimbabwe. My name is Victor Mukungunwa. I'm the project manager for BERT5, which is a project where we're developing the first satellite for Uganda and Zimbabwe. And also, we were having the Taka satellite, which is for Japan. Today, it is indeed a sensational duration to stand in front of you today as I present to you the BERT5 project, which we have Uganda and Zimbabwe as participating nation, and the host nation is Japan. The BERT program, where Japan is hosting, seeks to give a technological transfer for building satellite for non-spacefaring countries. And in the BERT5 project, we had the three stated nations as shown on the slide. And at the bottom of the slides, you can see those are the names for the satellites that were built, the Pure Africa Sat1 for Uganda, Taka for Japan, and then ZimSat1 for Zimbabwe. To make this project a success, we were sponsored by the government of Uganda, Japan, and Zimbabwe. They were sponsoring the building of the individual satellite. And then we had other collaborators that include the JAXA, the ISAS, the Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovation of Uganda, and the Zimbabwe National Geospatial and Space Agency. And all these activities were being done at the Kyushu Institute of Technology, which is QTech. And we had allied students from Morocco and Trinidad and Tobago. Going on to the timelines for the deployment today. Just before the satellites are deployed from the International Space Station at T0, the satellites are currently off. And at T0, after deployment, the electrical power systems, which is the EPS, is going to engage to close the deployment switches, which will trigger the EPS to start charging, and then the OPC will turn on after T0 time, and then there is collection of telemetry data. Initially, after deployment, the satellite will start to detumble due to the passive system, which it is the attitude control system for the satellite. Then 31 minutes after deployment, we will see the antenna deployment, and then we expect to start receiving the CW. Going on to the introduction of our team, this is the project instructor, Professor Cho, at the middle, and we had other participating nations and other professors, and some are not displayed in this picture. We also have the PINO mission that is on the Taka satellite, which is a 2U satellite, and the PINO mission is a project for JAXA, and these are the JAXA members that are on the project. Then, as you can see on the slide, this is the BERT5 logo. We have for Japan, Uganda, and Zimbabwe, we have our national bird. So that bird is a unifying bird for all, symbolizing all our national birds that are flying in space. And we have the CubeSat that is made out of the flag for Japan, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. And the stars represents the PINO mission. And the green for Africa and other continents is the land use and cover mission that we have for the bedside satellite. And then the blue, which represents the water, is the water quality mission that we have on the BEDS-5. We have the white star, which represents the unknown mission. We have other missions that we are going to do that are not listed in this. We limited the scope of the project, but a lot can be done. And at the bottom, those are the entire satellites to be launched today, to be released today. Going on to the general view for the satellite, on the left we have the 1U CubeSat, which is the same satellite, but which is the same satellite for Uganda and Zimbabwe. They host multispectral camera, both the satellites for Uganda and Zimbabwe, and also they have the RGB camera, which will take visible pictures. And on the 2U, we have the PINO mission, which is for JAXA. So those are the main differences between the satellites. The internal view, as you can see on the slides, we have different PCB boards arranged in the satellites, and each satellite houses 3 cameras, and also they have different spectrum bands for each and every camera. Going in detail how the boards are arranged internally inside the structure. As you can see, this is the BEDS-5 satellite 1U, and we have various boards. It uses the standard bus system for QTech, and we have other mission boards that are stuck within the satellite. Missions. The BEDS-5 mission houses the multispectral camera, which is made by the BEDS-5 project and used in commercial off-the-shelf components. And the multispectral camera is meant to use the land use and cover mission, which is mainly to promote agriculture in the host nations. For example, harvest estimations, monitoring of crop health, among other land use and cover missions and surveys that can be done. This is with the aim to promote agriculture in mainly Zimbabwe and Uganda. And also we have, and this is to achieve the sustainable goal number 6, which is food security. Then the other multispectral mission is the water quality assessment. The BEDS-5 satellite seeks to survey the water bodies in Zimbabwe, Uganda, and Japan to see sources of contamination and eliminate the source of contamination at the source. This will, to a great extent, minimize the amount of chemicals used to purify drinking water. This mission is meant to achieve the Sustainable Goal Development number 6, which is the access to clean water. Then we have soil fertility assessment, which is meant to support the agricultural activities and mapping the fertility of the soil. This will optimize the distribution of agricultural inputs to various agricultural regions in Uganda, Zimbabwe, and this is the other mission for the multispectral mission. Going on to the next mission, we have on the mission board 2, we have the image, we have other missions such as the image classification. The image classification uses a camera that sees in the red, green, and blue spectrums. It's generally for mapping, that is generating maps from space for our individual countries. Then we have the automatic packet reporting system, or the HPTA mission, which is meant to serve the amateur radio community in the times of disasters, to give communication in the times of disasters. BEDS-5 also have the passive attitude determination and control system, which is a new design that we're going to test on this satellite, to which controls and orients the satellite in the correct regime during operation. Going on to the next mission, we have the APR, the store and forward mission, which relays data from ground sensor terminals to the control station, which is the ground station. For Ugandan ground station, they can receive any data. For Zimbabwe and Uganda ground station, they can receive any data from anywhere, even the remote areas across the globe, to receive data at the control station. This mission is meant to monitor disasters and also help to solve the landslides issue by creating ground sensors which sense landslides, and also monitoring of cyclones and flooding, among other disasters. The store and forward mission also is meant to do the solar illumination mapping, which is a problem currently in both Uganda and Zimbabwe, to solve the electricity problem. The solar illumination maps the regions where there is high solar intensity, and thereby optimizing the deployment of solar farms in Uganda and Zimbabwe and solve the electricity distribution. This is how the satellites, space satellites, will contribute. Then we have the data transmission communication to remote areas. These are ground-based sensors that are mounted, as I have mentioned before, on the ground to transmit weather data and among any other data that can be transmitted via the satellite and to the ground control station. Then going on to the other mission, the BEDS 5 team developed the BEDS Nest application. The BEDS Nest application is a mobile application that is used to track satellites, and this application is ready now on both iOS and Android devices. You can download it now. However, it is important to know that this application will be efficiently working in 2 weeks after the satellite data has been downloaded and installed in the application to enable tracking of the satellite. But for Android and iOS device, it is ready to download this on your devices now to see our satellite, and you can interface to see the satellite structure and see the images that are captured for outreach purposes only. Then other images, they are not accessible to this business application. We also have the attitude determination and control system, which is meant to predict the camera pointing on the satellite, to point on the ground to see how the satellite is pointing to the ground, like to water bodies or to farms or different agricultural lands that are of interest. With this attitude visualization mission is meant to support both the multispectral camera mainly and the RGB camera. Then we have the patrol instrument for nanosatellite PINO, which is a JAXA mission that is only on the Taka, that is meant to measure the high precipitation of ions in space, and this mission was hosted by JAXA and ISA's team. Then going on to the uniqueness or the modifications that were done on BEDS 5 satellite. The BEDS 5 satellite, it is a unique project in that it was started in a pandemic, at the peak of a pandemic, and it was finished during the pandemic. Secondly, the BEDS 5 project is the first QTech project with 2 different configurations under one project, which is the 1U satellite and the 2U satellite. Going forward, I would like to talk more about the BEDS 5, that it is the first CubeSat to have, at QTech, to have a multispectral camera mission execution Institute of Technology. Then also it is among the BEDS satellites, it is the first to carry a number of satellites, Raspberry Pis, and it carries a maximum of 3 Raspberry Pis. Then additionally, the BEDS 5 is the first on QTech to have a satellite attitude visualization application for visualization of the satellite. And additionally, the complexity of this project is that it was built by 2 different teams, one at QTech and one at ISAS. These teams were 900 kilometers apart, and the components were made by different manufacturers and assembled at QTech. This is only for the Japanese satellite. And also, lastly, it has a new design of the passive system, which is the attitude determination and control system. So these, on the slide currently, is the BEDS 5 satellites, and they are meant to be deployed today. I thank you for your attention to this presentation, and I would like to welcome any questions to the audience at QTech. Any questions to the audience? Yes, Fad?
Maybe Japanese direction.
Okay. Translate in Japanese. Okay, I think there are no questions, so thank you very much.
JAXA has provided many opportunities to universities, space emerging nations, private companies to deploy satellites.
この後は JAXA の公式公開内部資料となります。
A standard one-unit microsatellite, CubeSat, is 10 centimeters square in size. JSON can meet various needs by accommodating 1 unit to wide 6-unit CubeSats and up to a 50-kilogram sized microsat. It is possible to load up to 12 one-unit satellites at the same time. In addition, to meet increasing demand, JAXA has developed a new deployment case, JSON-R. JSON-R can be used repeatedly and can release up to 6-unit satellites in a slot. Satellites are deployed using a powerful spring attached on JSON cases. Satellites are launched into low Earth orbit for approximately 1 year. Let's see how satellites are transported to space and launched into orbit. User satellites are handed over to JAXA and carefully installed in a case. The case is wrapped with cushioning material and stowed in the cargo transfer bag. Compared to conventional rocket-mounted launches, this method drastically mitigates launch vibration, which contributes to reducing satellite development cost. After the cargo transporter reaches the ISS, the crew receive the satellite cargo transfer bag and conduct JSON setup on board Kibo. The JSON case is installed on the airlock slide table. As for JSON-R, astronauts will load the satellites in orbit. The case is transferred outboard using Kibo's airlock and robotic arm, a unique dual function possessed only by Kibo. The Kibo Mission Control Room on the ground conducts this operation. Developers and participants gather at Scuba Space Center, launch in anticipation, as the robotic arm is set to the releasing point. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. A command is sent from the ground. Release. Since 2012, JAXA has been providing deployment opportunities to universities, private companies, many domestic and foreign users who do not have the capacity to do so. In addition, JAXA is cooperating with the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs and University Space Engineering Consortium to enhance social and international contribution. The world is entering the next space age, and the number of JSON users is steadily increasing. Creative user ideas can extend the possibilities and value of low Earth orbit utilization, and JAXA continuously supports the pursuit of new possibilities. Now, the next satellite deployment from Kibo could be yours. Good luck.
番はやっぱり打ち上げにこぎつけてたということです。
As a child, I had the dream and the passion to become a space engineer. And also the most important one is, it is a proof to the rest of the world that Uganda as a country has joined space exploration. And we want to keep up to that by still building other satellites. We are not going to stop at the first satellite, so we want to grow more satellites from Uganda.
今回、ウガンダ、ジンバブエが抱える問題を解決するためのマルチスペクトルカメラミッションをはじめ、この衛星には数多くのミッションを搭載しております。これまでワールドプロジェクトの目的は宇宙エンジニアの育成でしたが、今回の社会衛星のように超小型人工衛星を用いた高度な宇宙観測ミッションなどのより高度なミッションを今後行うにあたり、 このバーズバスシステムは大いに貢献していきます。
So, for this satellite, it puts Zimbabwe on the map for space development. Then to me, what this means, this is everything to me. It means everything to me because I wanted to do something for my country, to give back to my country with the knowledge that I acquired over the years. Zimbabwe now has the space capability.
We have liftoff of Russia from East commercial resupply services mission.
This is really important for us as a nation. This is the first time Uganda is being here. It marks a very, very important step for us. So, at their request, I will issue the command for our satellite to be deployed. It's about a minute now.
This is Johnson Project. We would like to ask your final goal for satellite deployment from Rancher 1. Representative of South Africa ZimSat1 from Uganda. Are you ready?
ZimSat1, we are ready, go!
This is Johnson Project. We would like to ask your final goal for satellite deployment from Rancher 1. Representative of Taka from Japan. Are you ready?
This is the Taka team. We are ready. Go!
This is Jackson Project. We would like to ask your final goal for satellite deployment on Rancher 1. Representative of ZimSat1 from Zimbabwe. Are you ready?
ZimSat1 team, we are ready. Go!
This is Jackson Project. We would like to ask your final goal for satellite deployment from Rancher 1. Representative of Space1 from Japan. Are you ready?
To the space team, we are ready. Go!
JAXA project, we would like to ask your final goal for satellite deployment from Launcher 1, representative on South Africa ZimSat1 from Uganda. Are you ready?
ZimSat1, we are ready, go!
We would like to ask your final goal for satellite deployment from Launcher 1, representative of Taka from Japan. Are you ready?
We are ready, go!
Tokyo, the deployment will be on time. This is JAXA Flight Director. We would like to ask your final goal for satellite deployment from Launcher 1, a representative of ZimSat1 from Zimbabwe. Are you ready?
ZimSat1 team, we are ready. All of us.
Copy, the deployment will be on time. This is JAXA Flight Director. We would like to ask your final goal for satellite deployment from Launcher 1, the representative of Space Tsunoda from Japan. Are you ready?
To the space Latin vaccine, we are ready. Go!
Tokyo, the deployment will be on time.
Hello everyone, my name is Uzawa and I'm the ambassador of Japan to the Republic of Uganda. It is a great honor for me to be here today to see the deployment of Uganda's first satellite into orbit. We have just witnessed a historic moment for Uganda's space program. First of all, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to the people of Uganda, especially to the team from the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. I would also like to mention the important role played by the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, and the Kyushu Institute of Technology, known as QTech, in the technical support and cooperation for the Pearl Africa ZimSat1 satellite. I am very pleased with the fact that Japan was a place where Ugandan engineers were trained in the design, building, testing, launching, and operation of the satellite. This event represents a great partnership between Japan and Uganda in the field of innovation. I hope that satellite technology will help enhance Uganda's development in areas such as weather forecasting, disaster prevention, and agricultural monitoring, among others. As far as I know, this satellite initiative was sparked by the visit of the Ugandan delegation led by President Museveni to Japan for the 2019 Tokyo International Conference on African Development. It is my hope that Japan and Uganda will enjoy a fruitful partnership for many years to come, and that this milestone will lead to many successful projects and achievements. Thank you.
Ministers, ambassadors, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, Mangwanani from Harare. Today we celebrate the wonderful outcome of people-to-people exchange between Japan and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe's first satellite was launched into space on the 7th November from a NASA launch pad in Virginia, USA. Causing a lot of excitement here. It was developed by Zimbabwean students studying at Kyushu Institute of Technology in Japan through the BIRDS program. The goal of the program is to share space technology with non-space countries. It is no mean feat that through many hours designing it and testing it, Zimbabwean study students finally developed their own satellite, so that the Zimbabwe has been launched into the space age. Like any other technology, space technology is just a tool, and the important thing is how we use it. By taking photos of the country's land, satellite can be useful, such as enabling us to monitor climate change, prevent environmental degradation, and give early warning of disasters. Japan has a lot to share in terms of the latest technology, and I'm glad that the students could greatly benefit from learning about the space technology. I look forward to further advancement in Zimbabwe's space technology for the benefit of the country and the future generations. Once again, congratulations, Makoro Koto.
Today is our very special day that we have witnessed the deployment of the very first satellite Uganda has received. On behalf of the government of Uganda and my own behalf, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the government of Uganda. I congratulate His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the people of Uganda, to take the institute that develops this technology, just JITSA, and the work they have done, and also the students that developed the first satellite. This is great, and Uganda has had now the first step in the space. This is the beginning. We hope to explore more in space. I want to thank the government of Japan for the good relationship we have had, and for the science technology. We shall move more to work together for more technology to develop the world. Technology is the way to go. I thank everybody. I thank you, Che. I thank Dexter, all of you. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
ZimSat1 team. I would want to take this opportunity to thank the government of Zimbabwe, and in particular the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, for giving us this opportunity to participate in such an international research cooperative
cooperation. We started a journey, and I want to assure fellow Zimbabweans that this is the beginning of a long journey. We are going to explore more beyond the solar system. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the government of Japan, in particular JAXA, for the cooperation and the friendly environment, and also Kyushu Institute of Technology for our engineers. We have graduated and we have developed the much needed capacity for our country. And as a country, we are going to do much more at home using this space science technology that you have awarded to us. Thank you very much once again.
I would like to thank, first let me begin by congratulating Uganda. Congratulations, Uganda! I'd like to thank the government of Japan. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you, the Institute. Thank you for the Institute which trained our engineers. Thank you very much for the support and bringing us this far. I want to congratulate our students, our engineers now graduated. I want to congratulate and thank the Embassy of Japan for your support. And I want to thank, above all, I want to thank the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for his unwavering support for science, technology, and innovation for our country. Congratulations, Uganda. Congratulations. I'm here with the Committee of Parliament, which is in charge. Congratulations, honorable members, for your support. Thank you very much.
It is with great joy that we congratulate Zimbabwe on this historic landmark launch of ZimSat1 and its successful deployment into orbit. ZimSat1 program is a government of Zimbabwe program implemented through a cooperative research agreement on birds 5 entered between the Zimbabwe National Geospatial and Space Agency ZimSat and the Kyushu Institute of Technology QTech in Japan. The success of the BIRDS 5 program was made through the support of the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA. ZimSat1 is primarily an Earth observation and data transmission satellite that will be used in the areas of agriculture, environmental management, and meteorology. We would like to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Indi Nangala, who provided all the required support, the entire ZimSat staff, engineers in Japan and also in Zimbabwe, and other agencies in Zimbabwe. This achievement is worth all the attention, and as the government of Zimbabwe will continue supporting the development of advanced scientific missions that will enhance innovation through space science and technology. Congratulations, I'm from the Makoro.
まず衛星3機が無事に国際宇宙ステーションに放出されました。九州工業大学を代表して学長の北に挨拶をさせていただきます。はじめに九州工業大学関係者並びにジンバブエ、ウガンダの関係者にお祝い申し上げます。マークプロジェクトは大学院の宇宙工学国際コースを中心に行われている日本と海外の共同プロジェクトによるグローバルエンジニアを育成するプログラムです。今回のプロジェクトは2020年夏から開始し、終始コロナ禍での開発となりましたが、ジンバブエ、ウガンダ両国初の衛星開発を完了し、無事に軌道上に放出することができました。大変喜ばしく感じております。また、本学の世界衛星は JAXA の宇宙科学技術研究所との共同開発も行い、宇宙科学のミッションに取り組みます。九州工業大学では引き続きこのような国際プロジェクトを推進し、宇宙開発その拡大を目指していきます。最後になりますが、ジンバブエ、ウガンダや JAXA の並びにさまざまな関係の方々にご支援に感謝申し上げ、私からのご挨拶をさせていただきます。Thank you very much.
Congratulations to the successful deployment of 4 CubeSats, ZimSat1, ZimSat1, Taka, and Space Tunnel 1. I'm glad and honored to take part in this moment, and I also believe that this deployment has given a lot of courage and hope to the students of the universities and young engineers in Uganda, Zimbabwe, and Japan. It is our pleasure to support these important missions in cooperation with Bird's Spy Project by Future Digital Technology, and I would like to express my sincere respect to the members of each project team for their great achievement. Space activity is an exciting endeavor with infinite possibilities. JAXA always welcomes the young generations involved in this kind of missions to join in the fascinating challenge in space. We look forward to the future opportunities to work together with you for promoting space activities for humanity and sustainable world. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Hi, Africa ZimSat1 team from Uganda, ZimSat1 team from Zimbabwe, and Taka team from Kyoto. We are the JSON team from Kibo Utilization Center. I am Shinobu, manager for the satellite deployment mission from Kibo. We completed the successful deployment of Bird 5. We are pleased to announce to you that we are going to send you the certificate of deployment. We wish you the best of luck with the success of your mission. Congratulations. スペースの関係者の皆様、JAXA 機動用センター JSON チーム士官の土井です。今回無事に衛星放出が完了いたしました。機動用センターよりこちらの放出証明書を皆様のもとにお届けいたします。皆様のミッションの成功をお祈り申し上げます。おめでとうございました。
This is Johnson Prime Director. We would like to ask you a final goal for satellite deployment from Launcher 1, representative on Pan Africa Sat1 from Uganda. Are you ready?
ZimSat1, we are ready, go!
We would like to ask a China Go for satellite deployment from Launcher 1, representative of Taka from Japan. Are you ready?
This is Takagi. We are ready. Go!
Tokyo, the deployment will be on time. This is JAXA Flight Director. We would like to ask you China Go for satellite deployment from Launcher 1, the representative of ZimSat1 from Zimbabwe. Are you ready?
ZimSat1 team, we are ready. Go!
Copy, the deployment will be on time. This is JAXA Flight Director. We would like to ask China Go for satellite deployment from Launcher 1, the representative of Space Snow 1 from Japan. Are you ready?
To the Space ZimSat1 team, we are ready. Go!
Tokyo, the deployment will be on time.
There was a great deployment of the CubeSats from the Gemini Islands this morning. Congratulations on successful deployment of all Africa Sat1, Aka, ZimSat1, and Space Tuna 1. It is an honor to witness the historical moment with the people of Uganda and Zimbabwe on the first satellite for each of their countries. Also, Space Tuna 1 is the first satellite from Kinza University, and Taka is developed by students at Kyushu Institute of Technology. It is exciting to see their continuous achievements in small satellite design, development, and operation at QTech. It must have been a tremendous effort to overcome the challenges during the COVID pandemic to develop satellites. Your accomplishments will encourage the next generations to follow. Congratulations again to you all. I wish you all the best of luck on the operation of the new satellite.
バーンズ 5S では無事に宇宙に保持されました。今一度大きな拍手をお願いいたします。それでは最後に、本学、革新的宇宙量実証ラボラトリー施設長兼、大学院工学研究院、宇宙システム工学研究系、教授の長より、最後のご挨拶を申し上げます。よろしくお願いいたします。
はい、皆さんどうも長々とお疲れ様です。おめでとうございます。Okay, thank you very much for attending this ceremony for more than 1 hour. Well, anyway, congratulations to Buzz 5 teams. Yes, especially yes, it took more than 2 years because of a pandemic, but I think you did it. So I'm very glad. And it's very sad that the Uganda teams cannot be here today because they have to go back. But I think they are also as chaplains we are now. Okay, now I think a long, very long waiting time is over. Now we have a very long operation time until the satellite deorbit. Oh, I think the first pass, actually the first pass is right now 4 degrees for alternator checking, and if lucky, I think we can get. But anyway, it will start from today, tonight. So let's work on it and until the end. So again, congratulations and this was really a good moment, and you did really well. Okay. Thank you.
超名誉教授ありがとうございました。本日はバーズ5衛星の ISS 放出パブリックビューイングへお集まりいただき誠にありがとうございました。最後に記念撮影を行い終了となります。このイベント後の衛星運用は夕方6時55分を予定しております。それでは皆様ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much for the support. Thank you so much.
Hiro.
must be one picture.
It's a warm welcome to you all in this first edition
of the program, African Influential Women in Space. I'm your host, Timothy Kuhamba. In this program, we'll be profiling African women who have actually really done very well within the space industry, not only limited to the African continent, but also to the world at large. So the World Space Week, it is an international celebration for the science and technology for their contribution to the betterment of the human condition. In this first program, we've got Ms. Basut Polo from Botswana. Ms. Basut Polo, welcome to the program.
Thank you too much. Yeah, my name is Basut Polo. I come from Botswana, but currently I'm an endowed chair educational technologies at Africa University. And I'm also a United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs, Space for Women Network mentor.
Okay. Can you tell us what are the important aspects of your job as the Space for Women mentor? Can you please tell us?
Yes, for me to be a Space for Women mentor, our aim is to mentor girls and women and other women that are interested, who are working in the other fields, who are interested in using space as a tool for managing the resources. So the aim is to get more girls into industry, because if you look at the United Nations statistics on population on girls, there are so many girls than women in the global. So we want, if we can leave women and girls behind, I will find that the world cannot do much. And looking at the women's job, we find that women are found more on the agriculture, women are found on education, on health, and sometimes we find that women, they do a lot of jobs, like at the same time, they can do their work and also at home, they are needed to be part of the work at home, like to take care of the kids, to cook and so on. But you'll find that there's a gap between a woman and a male in the space industry. So what we are trying to do is to motivate the girls, to motivate a woman, that even a woman, they can also be part of the space industry. And looking at the space, if you look at space application is used to manage the resources like agriculture, as satellite Earth observation can be used to monitor agricultural crops and pest crops, of which if a woman has that skill, she can easily manage or work anywhere, anytime, even at home. And also, if we look at the satellite telecommunication, the satellite that provides telecommunication and networking, they can also, they are working as a source of communication tools to provide women with tools to work from home. So our aim is to also to try to break the gender imbalance in the space industry.
Okay, what is really expected from the employers within the space industry?
What is expected is a skill for space application. It can be space engineering or space technology. So, and for maybe for a candidate to be employed, they must have the base of STEM, like science, technology, and engineering, to divert or to go into space. And also what is needed, sometimes you find that a candidate would like to work in the space industry, but the candidate doesn't have any background on that. So we look also at the passion. If you have a passion, you can do anything, because we realize that when somebody has a passion, has a dream, has a vision, and he can drive the vision of the space applications or space technology. And the other thing is also that, like I'm saying, that if now we look at the passion, somebody with a passion, even though it doesn't have a background of STEM, they can do very well. And also to make it clear that it is not that STEM program like science, technology, and engineering that the one that can maybe put you into space. There are also a program like if you look at the spacesuits is designed by a designer. A designer doesn't have to have like engineering or whatever on that. It can be somebody who can do who can design spacesuits without even a background of science technologies. And also another example is space law. Space law falls under us, and somebody can be an environmental lawyer and also can divert into space law to be part of the space application. And also looking at the students, like the kids. There are kids that are good at doing art, like artwork. They can have they start there by doing maybe the artwork of drawing some stars, moons, and those robots, and so on. So that's how it works.
Okay, I agree with you on that one, that space is for everyone, and there's more space in space. There are a lot of things that can be actually done in terms of issues to do with careers. But the girls out there would also want to know, like, what is the ethical behavior or the professional conduct that is really required in fulfilling your roles or your responsibilities for your job in the space industry?
So what is required is that you must have the passion of space. And sometimes you find that working in a male industry, sometimes you have to have that patience. You have to be strong enough to sustain the environment, because it depends on the region where you are. There are regions where there's a norm that this job is done only by male person, and this other one for a female. So they must know that they have to be strong. They have to drive their goals and passion without even listening or being disturbed by any other person. And also, they must identify the role models and mentors. For example, if I'm here, they can be I can be as a role model to them or a mentor to them, because United Nations have opened doors for mentees to apply for to be mentored under Space for Women program.
Okay. You've been working in the information communication technologies and also space science, geoinformation science, remote sensing, global navigation system. Can you shed more light about the labor market and the job requirements?
Currently, the field of space application, space engineering, and also global navigation system, currently now it is in the market. We see like now, because of pandemic, everything is online and everything is digital. That's where now the space applications, the space engineering is now taking part. And for a student or for girls or female, any other person who wants to do space, they'll get a job. And also, not only looking at what is happening now. For we people, we are the one who are creating our job by designing tools or using tools that manage our resources in the environment. So a student somewhere else or a lecturer somewhere else can come up with a tool that can maybe be linked to space science technology that can manage our resources, like maybe water resources, even the applications that are used to manage our environment, like in agriculture and also for mobile learning or mobile technology. So this kind of fields like technology, engineering, and mathematics, and arts, they work together. And teamwork spirit is from different kinds of people with different fields or background.
Of course, with the team spirit, I think you working as a team is the team that succeeds. than you when you are working as an individual. It is very much difficult. And what are the training or the qualifications opportunities that are really associated, like you are into information and technology and also a little bit of space science and global navigation? Are there any long training courses that you know, or any other short training courses that you can encourage somebody who wants to do space science or information technologies to do with space?
Yes, there are training like short course training, course training and long-term training are available. And give an example, like in Europe, there are universities that offers space application, GIS and remote sensing. These are the space application. Also in Africa, there are short course training at the regional centers. Like there's another center based in Kenya, is the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development. So they provide short courses on the GIS and remote sensing, mobile technology, and so on, and the use of Earth observation, satellite imagery. And also, there are online training that are free that you can, a student or even a kid, they can even learn from NASA programs. NASA, they have got a program for NASA Kid Zones program. There is another one called NASA Student Zone, where the student, they can just enter into the program online and they can see activities that is happening, and it is free. It's meant for the kids and for the student. Also, there's a program for NASA called NASA RCEP. RCEP is a regional center for advanced training or on the space applications. They also train people for free on the use of space application for management of resources, agriculture, disaster management, and so on. So there are more information about space training on short courses and long-term training as well, global.
Yeah, I think there must be a strategy in terms of disseminating this kind of information to the people so that they know these websites, where to get these resources, so that we can have more people coming into the space industry. Maybe looking at maybe when you are doing your level, I'm not really sure, like in Botswana, at different levels of education, what methods of study did you use? I know that you have done some little bit of space law and a little bit of space engineering. In carrying out your studies, what methods of study did you use?
For me to carry a study, I did my first degree in GIS, and after that, a postgraduate. It was I studied in UK, where I was sponsored by the government to study in the UK for that degree. And for the postgraduate diploma, I got a scholarship. United Nations also offers a scholarship, and I trained at the African Regional Center for Space Science and Technology Education in English. This center is also affiliated to United Nations. They sponsor those who are interested in the postgraduate diploma that takes 10 months to complete. And also, sometimes you find that you can be in a region where there are no programs on space science and technology. So what I did, I learned from NASA programs, where I learned online on the use of space applications, advanced technology of space application on different projects, like on the water resource management, land management, air quality management, and also on the navigation systems or disaster management and so on. So sometimes you find that when you are in other regions, sometimes find that because there is lack of space technology awareness, sometimes find that the government have maybe legal support on those kind of projects. But if you have a passion, a student must not limit herself or himself on that that there are no resources. Find ways of finding or getting to what or driving your goals, you'll reach there. So that's what I did. And at that age, at that time, I didn't have a role model. I was just relying on my vision, my goal. I was driving my goal that I want to do space. So, and if you look back on the history, till to date, my country, Botswana, doesn't have a space center, but I'm talking of space. Where did I get space? I got the space online in different countries, and I was chasing my dream that I dreamt of when I was still 8 years old, when I was still a child in the 1980s. So that's what I can say for now.
Okay, the good thing, because of space technology, you'd realize that the world is a global village. You are not only limited to your own country, you can be also linked to other countries, special thanks to space technology.
Yes.
Another thing that maybe young girls would also want to know from you is, how do you balance your academic life and also your social life? Even during, maybe let's start with, how did you manage your academic life and your social life during your school days?
Yeah, sometimes it is not easy to balance, but what you have to do, you have to plan very well. Like, for example, a woman, sometimes when that you get married and you raise your kids. So what I did, I have my first degree first. Then after that, I got married, I raised my kids. And when the kids are grown up, that's when now I started again to enter into space field. I mean, to drive my goal, to drive my vision. And currently, I'm now doing my PhD. I'm about to graduate my PhD. But because as a woman, like I said, you do multitask. You find that you have a family, and there's an academic, there are conferences, so you have to know exactly how to plan and make sure that you do it well. Be patient, because what you want to achieve, sometimes you will not achieve it in a second. It can take 10 years for you to reach where you want to go. So you take time, because if you are not patient enough, you end up quitting, you end up being emotional, and you feel that what you're supposed to do, maybe you're supposed to be part of the person who can change or drive change or solve challenges or global challenges, then you end up not reaching your goal. So that's what I can tell them for now.
Okay. Yeah. But still, do you feel that your work and your life balance is effective?
It doesn't balance it, but you have to prioritize. You have to see now exactly what you want. You rank them. Then, okay, let me do number 1, number 2, and number 4, and even the percentages of assigning what you want to do first is different. So that is very important. But the fact remains that you reach where you want to go.
Okay. Maybe I want to quote Harry S. Truman, who said, not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. What individual books that have really impacted who you are? Maybe any space books that you know that you have read?
That motivated me. And
yes.
Me, for space books, I didn't focus on the space book, like for me to be a...
Not only limited to space book, any book that you have read that you have really impacted your life, that maybe you can recommend to the girls out there to say, if I think this book really impacted me, it's got A, B, C, D.
Yeah, for me, I didn't use the book. I used the people who are leaders. For example, I was following Honorable the late Nelson Mandela, because I see him as a man who was driving his goals. He wanted to do something, and no matter what situation he came across, but he ended up being somewhere else. So I get that strength from, I have to be strong enough, whether challenges or no challenges, I have to drive my goals. And another person that I also I can talk about is Honorable Kofi Annan, because I could see that he was a leader for United Nations. So I vowed that also I want to see myself also leading or guiding at the United Nations. So, and it came to pass because I look the way they manage their leadership behavior and so on. So I was learning at a distance, but they are my role models.
Okay, you talked about Yuri Gagarin, and making a career decision. It is one of the most difficult things because it is a lifelong process. You have to make a decision. Sometimes you have to look at your life skills, your competencies, your talents, your abilities. Did you also look at these factors when you were choosing your career?
At first, when I choose my career, like at first, I saw the Yuri Gagarin photograph or a picture of Yuri Gagarin to the moon. So, when I saw that one, I started to think in deeper, like how did this person reach the moon? And, and I was just doing it inside me without sharing with anyone. So when you are dealing with that, you could find ways of which flight, what did he use? There's nothing. And because I was young, that thing, it was, I carried it, it was in my system. So that's where now I developed something that I would say I also want to dig out information and to see exactly what happened and what did he use for him to reach there. So, when you have a vision or a passion and it's also inside you, you trace things very slowly, but surely you reach it. So that's what happens to me. And now when I started to understand the space, I started to understand things much easier that, oh, this thing happens that way. Then I wanted to be also part of the system. Like, for example, when I started doing space or talking of space with my friends or other people, they'll say, what do you want to do space? What do you want to be in space? Like astronauts, why do you benefit to be in space? So now that's when you will see that people, some people can try to risk maybe their life. It's not a risk. Somewhere, somebody will see it as a risk for you to go into space. But some other people, they can see that this is very important because now we're talking of space, the benefits of space that assist us to solve challenges. So if it wasn't Yuri Gagarin who went there first, maybe we didn't do anything. But you see, many people, I think they followed him. And you see now we are solving challenges and we are doing things in an easier way that now we can sustain or manage the environment easily.
Okay, since you were inspired by Yuri Gagarin, have you ever organized any event? Because I understand in April, we usually celebrate Yuri Gagarin, the Yuri Gagarin night. Have you ever organized any in Botswana?
And not yet. I haven't organized yet because now I was still focusing on the education. After I told that I did my master's degree recently, then continue with the PhD. So I was focused on it. Then after when I graduate, that's when now I will launch an event, and also I want to launch event and also start the space tourism in my country, space tourism.
Yeah, space tourism is one of the things that has been on the rise in the world.
Yes.
We've seen having people going to space and coming back. And okay, what are the benefits that are associated with your job within the space industry?
The benefit is that you'll find that, and now we will find that the technologies that we are using or are using at work, they make our jobs very easy because of space, of the technology, space technology and applications. Imagine if I was to map agricultural land within a country, how long will I take if I didn't have a satellite imagery or any other data set that is related to space? So space technology applications make our job easier.
Okay. Maybe somebody out there, a young lady, who would want to know, like, what are the major researches that are being done within, what do you call it, more into space science and information technology? What are the major researches that are being done? Maybe can be inspired by, okay, I want to also be part of space science.
Yes, so for the first phase for a young girl who's maybe at primary school or secondary school, I can say, the Google images that they are using, that they're always browsing and navigating to location, to places, and also the smartphones that they are using, maybe to link to do WhatsApp with the friends. All these are linked to satellite that are orbiting in space. The satellite telecommunications, that the one that provides internet connectivity and also provide the networking and so on, and telecommunications, and also the video conferencing. Nowadays, we see our kids playing on video. They do video playing as well. And so whatever they're doing now, that's because of the satellite or technologies that somebody designed a program like WhatsApp program that uses the technology. And also I can say the games, other games, we see the games also, they use the space science technology. And also, like I talked about the Google Earth images, I can say that the student or the kids, they usually see the weather forecasting. All the weather forecasting, they are using space satellite imagery to predict the weather, like tomorrow it will be rainfall, it will be wind, sun, and so on. And the other easiest way or easiest example again, I can tell them that is the telemedicine, where the doctor use X-rays when somebody's broken, or they use X-ray and so on. So these are also space science technology and application systems or tools.
Okay, so how can the young girls reach out to you, since you are the Space for Women ambassador or mentor? How can they reach out to you if they also want to get into the space industry?
And the students, they can reach out if they can browse into Space for Women Mentor, and I have a link under Space for Women Mentor, and also my name is there also on the Facebook. They can link me through Facebook, through emails, and any media that they can reach me. If they can Google my name, they can find me and they can link it to me.
Oh, thank you very much for coming to the Influential African Women in Space, and congratulations for you contributing to the space industry. And we also look forward for you to be continuing with your job, inspiring the young girls. We need more women within the space industry, because there are many jobs that are being created, and there's a lot of work that can be done actually, so that in Africa, we can be able to fully utilize our resources using space technology.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll continue inspiring young girls, and they have to, I want to see many girls into space. I want to see them participating. I want to see them drawing the artwork, designing toys, playing with the space science games, or also producing some songs based on space songs. So they can start there.
Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Basut Bolo. So we had Miss Basut Bolo from Botswana, who is the Space for Women Ambassador for the United Nations Office of Outer Space, UNOSA. Thank you very much for listening. See you in the next episode of Influential African Women in Space. Thank you very much for listening.